So this Dan, Keith, is just
Keith Dan.
just beating up these cops because he has a big problem with these cops. What he calls them, in the previous panel, he calls them a shim face, which. Is that a thing, or did you make up a new swear word?
I made up a new swear word.
Okay.
We weren't allowed to swear then.
Oh, that was okay. Yeah, that's also what I was wondering because I thought that might have been the
future.
deal.
What kind of a fracking deal is that?
Yeah.
It's the future. We got some new slang.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, we have Dan.
People
so I
really
figured
hated
shim
home
face.
remodeling or something.
Yeah.
But in any case, he kind of believes that his buddy's dead. Bullets don't really work on him. But it turns out that, new guy doesn't use bullets, and he has what reminds me of like a really amazing martial arts aura from like an old school kung fu movie.
How is this a simple hero? With this dragon aura coming out.
That is awesome.
It's a force field, but he can manipulate it.
It's a force field, but it can be whatever shape he wants it to be.
Form of a flaming dragon.
Which is an awesome form. Fuck
It
you.
is.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell is going on?
The thing that I thought of.
Sometimes you create a book and now it's come out through DC and they've changed the character. But sometimes you think, oh, those 6 issues of Steve Ditko's Shade, the Changing Man, is really cool. I missed the character. I'm going to use his superpowers. And you do for it. I mean, sometimes that's all. I have a superpower. That works.
Yeah. I understand everyone's attention going to the dragon on that page, but I was always actually really partial to panel 2, where he just backhands him the length of an alley to rebound off the lid of the carbon dumpster.
There's a hell of a bank shot.
The fact that he banks into it.
And he throws him in the garbage can. I mean, he does not like the character.
No.
It's like, I'm in trouble.
However, I would love somebody to do this scene, just this scene of just this brawl and the backhand, and then suddenly this dragon aura. You are under arrest.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, this dude is amazing.
He is a professional.
Yeah.
He's
So somebody get on that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it myself.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then he's just working this guy, slamming him around, which I thought was also very cool. He doesn't use it like a energy blast or something. He actually uses the shape of the dragon to fight with, which having read comics since, the 80s and such, most of the time, that's not something that people used to do.
Usually beams would come out of his eyes.
Most of the time it's just really simplistic beyond simplistic. A lot of the portrayals of different abilities were, and for this one to actually use, the shape for its advantage, I was like, oh, good. This is something, especially at the time, that is pretty special.
Yay!
It was to me.
Slamming him, yeah.
Go you.
And then this next page just looks amazing. It's down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit dark, but this is only because lots of bricks. Yeah.
Right. Printing. So
The bricks are good though. Anything to
Nice
say about
bricks.
them? Yeah, because that's the thing that I
Threw a
I
lot
don't.
of bricks.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't want to.
There's been a lot of brickwork in my career.
That's been.
But I think it's some of your finest.
Thank you very much.
Very
I don't know, again, I was just trying to find ways to create texture and break up the white of the page. It's funny. I look back at I think anyone that does anything creatively, you look back at what you might have done 20 years earlier, and you kind of cringe, like, oh, I could do that better now. But the thing, the main influence that was, if there was anything I was really trying to ape at the time that I did this, is I had just discovered David Mazzucchelli's run on Daredevil.
Yeah.
And if you know that work, you can see some of it creeping through in here.
So we're running out of time, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we're gonna blaze through this.
Well, there's not too much left.
Yeah, there's only a few pages.
Yeah, basically they brawl. superpowered dude.
Because he has that arthritis.
Yeah.
That was set up earlier.
Yep. Best at the
Oh,
same-
clever of you to foreshadow that.
Yeah, which I
Didn't spring it on you at the last moment.
well if you did, it wouldn't work so
Readers
well.
like that, I know, but
So it turns out this guy is in a suit. He may not actually be a Dan. He may be just a guy in a suit.
Kind of an Iron
That's
Man
super
type.
hard because, so his Sergeant Davis still opens up and the guy in the suit is like, I can't, I should be able to beat him, but right now I can't, so I must flee and fight another day.
My zappy things don't work.
damn zappy things.
It's never happened before.
Oh yeah, it has. Yeah.
Yeah.
The older you get,
So,
it's amazing when it does work.
Give me 20 minutes, I'll try to shoot him again.
so he's sorry he couldn't take
I'll
him
use my
down.
little
He's
blue
sorry he
bullets.
couldn't help him. He's sorry. Everybody's sorry.
And
We're all sorry.
Whoever's not sorry is the captain who's not sorry. It's like, this is where you bring up.
The property damage.
and the 14
lot.
people who friggin' died in that last battle.
Please frown on that. Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was another.
What are you guys doing?
You seem to think you're running around in an action-adventure story. There are actually consequences to your actions.
Yeah.
Especially in this is a really cool combination of the police procedural consequences with the high superhero action, which just really clashes very beautifully, actually, because it's just this ugly thing that you realize, man, I'm glad we don't live in that world.
I'm glad I don't live in Detroit.
Or Kingston.
It's just because there's no way to avoid these sorts of problems, like just massive death and property damage in every battle.
Right.
And it's like, oh crap, yeah, what happens if that matters? This. Oh god, but very cool.
So basically, I think they're being suspended for a time period.
Yeah.
Due to everything. Though I don't know. I would love to see a page of them just sitting and doing paperwork, like what was that? A Hot Fuzz.
Oh, yeah.
Movie, all that paperwork.
Okay, I was concerned about the portrait cover. You wanted us to add a paperwork sequence.
Where's the action-packed paperwork scene there?
So it
In
wasn't.
triplicate.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Wow, filing, collating.
you establish within the first 3 pages that this guy can pop out of boxes. You can put papers in boxes.
Just blast.
Paperwork, they got to open the file cabinet. Firepower!
So as I was saying, the
I know. The mortuary.
Well, we didn't get too far off actually, because it turns out that Firepowers.
What?
I got. Wait, did I kind of?
What did you do?
No, I wanted to mention that, as you can see in this top panel here.
Yeah?
You have 2
Oh, I can't
minutes
get
and
that
18
every
seconds.
time.
No, we got a little bit more.
Oh.
But once again, the Kingston, Iowa Police Department does have a grand gas budget for all these 70s vehicles in the parking lot that are clearly in use, including a Volkswagen Beetle,
Which is awesome.
which apparently.
You know what part of that was?
They predicted the comeback of the Beetle.
No, honestly, what part of that was is we knew we were doing near future, and one of my pet peeves in science fiction is anytime you see the future, and it's all brand new buildings, brand new cars, futuristic clothes, and you look around in the world and you see 20 and 30-year-old cars, people wearing out-of-date fashion. And so my goal was to sprinkle in some things here and there, especially technology, or if you're in a nice new part of town or whatever, that looked brand new or maybe even a little futuristic. But for the most part, there's nothing futuristic looking in this book that was set in the near future.
Yeah.
That was the intent, and that's why it's old cars.
And it works to me anyway. Like a lot of it.
And you're in a poor part of town, and you're a poor part of town, the
Yeah,
cars
so-
get older.
Yeah, that's the main thing is like
Right.
it's about the actual setting that makes it work.
It's still funny.
No argument
It was
there.
meant to be.
So
The Beetle wasn't meant to be serious.
So we
get
come
a
up to
laugh.
that page.
Yep, we come up to this page. Firepower's hanging out in the Economy Inn, waiting on Wolverstone here, and gets him in the chest now.
2 weeks
He
from
took
retirement.
his little blue pill. He's ready to try to shoot him again.
Yeah,
It's working now, man.
damn. The Green Ranger really slipped back, didn't he?
Yeah.
So for some reason, whoever's in charge of this Keith is just like damn cops. You're
Stop calling him a Keith. You're really trying to force that. It's becoming funny by how not funny it is.
I've been drinking a little bit.
Just a little.
All right.
Yep.
And the two officers have parted ways, so we don't know if Davis is actually going to be coming back for this guy.
Well,
But you don't know what's going to happen. It's like he just introduced this character. He is this dragon power
badass.
thing, and it's like, whoa, what's going to happen?
Well, at least we do know.
look at you.
And scene.
And
No.
Time to wake up.
But we do know that the day shift is coming up.
Yes, the day shift is coming up in next issue, which I actually have issues 2 and 3 here.
Oh, nice.
Do we have
So-
2 more hours?
I wish, but no. So as a first issue, this is actually pretty good.
This is amazing as a
yeah,
first
it's
issue.
great.
So one of the things we do, we review first issues. Do they succeed or fail?
Didn't I
For
just
what a
mention
first
that,
issue's
like,
supposed to do? And I think
seconds
this
last hour,
introduces
yeah.
the characters well. It introduces the world. It's got a little bit. It's got an antagonist that's on the loose, and you got a cliffhanger at the end. This is a successful first issue, I'd say.
Yeah.
I say success. You know, the art is, printing problems aside, it's clear. You know what's going on. The characters are engaging. It's an interesting concept. Win all around.
Yeah, and I'll say the same. There's very little that I can say that hasn't been said, but I'd say it succeeds, and for all the reasons we've pretty much gone through, man.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed by the writing. I really found this an extremely fun read. And excellent.
What a load off my mind.
These are the art
Bring it
people,
back,
especially
bring it
her.
back.
The
So,
last page has
I'd
an
love to.
ad for Ninja High School.
Yeah.
which I thought was cool.
Which we actually reviewed the first Ninja High School, for the original first 3-parter.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this happens in 1988 is what this one is copied. So this is the new monthly. So this came after what we reviewed, but we had a nice little chuckle when we saw it.
And
Ninja High School was
our
fun, too.
our cover for the first issue was drawn by me and colored by Bruce Timm. Our second cover was drawn by Dale Keown, who did
Whoa.
Run on the Hulk, and has done other things since then. So yeah, so
Very cool.
And I forget,
brushes with celebrity.
The third
Yes.
cover was
Nobody.
no, it was somebody. This guy did-
I'm sure it was somebody.
God, what was the name of his book?
Well, I have it.
Let's pick it
Virgil?
up. Let's find out his
look.
name.
He was a popular artist at that time. He may still
Tim
be.
something.
So we have the color
Vigil?
illustration by Tim Vigil.
Terms of
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name
Colored
of
by
his book.
Marcus
Now, you
Davis.
want Bloody and Gory was that book, but I can't remember the name of it.
Don.
So
Don-
Was D Don or was Faust?
Faust. That was it. Faust.
so what
Nice.
we have here, Melissa.
What?
What?
Sold.
Oh, we have a prize for the audience.
So
What?
This is what they came for. They didn't want to hear the book.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
Hey, let's be real.
Although I can't find my card deck, so I'm not sure how we're going to give this
What?
away. I have both volumes of DC's New Frontier here,
That's random.
nice.
which is I had them sitting around, and somebody should own them.
Okay.
And
Did you want to limit the competition to anyone who actually doesn't already own a copy here?
okay. Does anybody already own a copy of this?
Okay, you're just
Should not
You're
have
just
admitted
going-
that.
Somebody,
You should have said nothing.
You guys
You
show
could
the
have
love.
too.
Could you sign that to eBay?
So,
All right.
Does anybody have any questions for our
Firepower?
guests
Are we good?
regarding this comic?
Do you find that at that time, because one thing I don't see with modern comics, as with that, is in the first
Are we
episode.
antiques now? Okay.
Gosh.
Well,
Yeah, let 'em talk.
going, I have a broad scope.
That's fine. That's fine.
But there was at the end of it, you see your superhero very vulnerable. He's shot, bleeding, dying. Whereas the mainstream right now is that your hero, at least for the first 3 comics, is always utterly powerful, utterly invincible, and walks through everything.
I don't know why you'd ever want your protagonist to
Not-
come off as invincible.
No, there's
Right.
not much you can do.
That's no fun.
The thing I think, at certain periods of time, people start thinking the same thing. One of the first things that got me to want to do this series was, what happens if you did inject these people? I mean, what happens if this is real? Well, a lot of folks were starting to think that at that point. You started getting more books, but it was still kind of new and fresh. Now I think it's kind of become old and tired. But
This is before, I think the most similar series I can think of is Powers.
Yeah.
And
Bendis
and
powers.
that came after this.
Yeah.
So
And now everybody likes to say, what would happen if superheroes really existed in the world? It seems to be like what every book is almost like now, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
But
anything going on?
But yeah, and this one was like, you're still a very vulnerable person. So I agree. It's just, but I think that a lot of it started happening about that time, and you were seeing some of it in that era.
And I mean, granted, it's not a single protagonist. It's obviously a team book, a buddy structure. But still, I think potentially making it look like you potentially offed one of your main characters on the last page. Great first issue cliffhanger.
Absolutely. And another thing that I meant to mention is the fact that neither of your protagonists wear costume.
No.
And they're very much not superheroes. The closest thing to a superhero
was
is
why
a villain.
I've never have ever gotten comfortable with his outfit. I mean, like Chris was like, what does he wear? What does he wear? I don't bloody know what he wears. I really don't. And to this day, it's like, yeah, he wears that sweater and thing because it shows his military background, but that looks a lot better on Watson and Sherlock than it does
now the
on
time.
things.
All right, this is how we're going to do.
Candy.
We're going to start with Wonder Woman. Whoever picks the cinnamon candy out
How do you know?
is going to be the winner.
It's a different color.
It's
Red,
red.
wrapped.
No, you all have to choose one and then taste it and tell us.
And we'll believe you. Like, is this eBay candy?
all
Well,
right,
we're done.
Well, that was a time saver.
I thought we'd be here all night.
You don't want the cinnamon?
Cinnamon candy is horrible, man. You gotta live with that.
If anybody else wants,
Sweet.
if anybody else wants the candy, I'm going to say yes.
Free
you can.
candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't believe there were any real plans on the horizon to have a tights and cape kind of character.
Thank God.
In fact, we did our 3 issues, and it always broke my heart that the next issue up,
Yeah.
we were going to be introducing a character. Would you like to say the name of the character?
It was a 1 issue. The story was called The Lonesome Death of Bob the Elder God.
Nice.
And Bob was
Nice.
modeled after a friend of mine.
Not Dan?
No,
No.
Okay.
the sweetest man I ever saw. But he just God, he is strong. 6'4", kind of a dumpy kind of build. He wears t-shirts and overalls all the time. Just this huge man, and he just absolutely says things like, "Glorioski, gee, are we going to do that?" And he draws beautiful little cartoons. So we modeled Bill after him. I mean, we got this all-powerful being walking around in t-shirts and in overalls.
And yeah, I mean, this is a world in which different people have different superpowers, and this guy, they're all like terrified of him because he can do everything. I mean, like reality warping powers, just
he's not
off the chart.
He's not an elder god, but he got that.
And he's this
for a
guy in
very good
overalls
reason, you know?
Yeah.
that just kind of doesn't. I mean,
Well, I think it's probably my favorite death of all. I mean, I'm not into those films or slaughter film stuff, but there's like 2 guys sent out to kill him, and he was hanging in a very safe place. And one takes a shot at him, he stops, and he looks up at him, and he's like, "Oh, you should not have done that." And this worm comes out of the ground and grows large and just wraps itself around him, and it's going to feed slowly. And I thought, that's kind of gross. It might work. But he can do stuff
Nice.
like that. So yeah, when Wyatt goes against him, it's like a lot of. It was a fun scene to write because I realized, what the hell can I do? I mean, why can't he
Well,
squat? How the
so-
hell do I stop this?
there would have
guy?
been fun things had the series continued.
Yeah.
I got a really quick question. Do you guys actually own the property?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Oh,
You
awesome.
own now?
I like to
So-
say it's
All right,
hard,
so
but
if
I
you
think it's-
wanted to...
Make us an offer, world of the internet.
Yeah.
Kickstarter!
Yeah.
That may not be a bad idea.
Well, as I said, it is coming back out.
Yeah.
I love digital. It is coming back out through Caliber Digital, and if it does well, again they'll compile it as a graphic novel. But if it would make money,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm ready to go.
the premise is not as unique or unprecedented as it was in 1989,
No.
but boy, I would
It's-
love to go back to
Well,
that.
It's
we
still
were
engaging.
contracted for 8 issues. I'd like to at least do the Bob issue. if
Yeah,
nothing
well, you
else.
had an
But I'd do
8-issue
it.
outline. You had 8. You
We
had
had 7 scripts written,
Yeah.
and then I was
How many
reading
did
the
you
8th
actually
when I was
print
done.
then?
3.
3.
Just
Three.
the 3?
Yeah.
Awesome, I got all the 3.
Yeah, you got the
They're all
run.
signed.
That's all of them.
Yes.
Part of me wouldn't mind doing the whole 8 sometime, but
I'd
you
love
know,
to go
that's
back
a-
and do the 8.
Yeah, but if we could at least do the 1, just do that Bob.
We never even got around to fully really exploring who Davis's girlfriend was.
No, we didn't.
That's another panel.
All right, well,
Okay.
that is it for this episode of First Issue. You can check us out at firstissue.webcomicbeacon.com for more information, and I'm getting updates out as soon as we can. let's see, what have we reviewed so far that's up? We've reviewed Ninja High School number 1
yeah.
of 3.
Yeah, Stetch.
Stitch, which
That
was-
exists.
It's one of those black and white comics that wouldn't have been missed, but
The most astounding thing about Stetch was that the 2 editorial text pieces
Yeah.
that basically said we had a lot of problems with this comic, and like the first artist like abandoned us and the second artist abandoned us, like literally burning bridges
Yeah.
as fast as possible.
You're being very sweet. He didn't say the first artist abandoned. He said, "Fuck the first artist. Fuck the second artist. The only guy you should ever see and love and know is this dude who's doing it right now."
which I actually
like
got a hold of him on
11 years
Facebook.
Oh, you found him?
Yes, he
Nice.
said like he said we all got to start somewhere.
Yes.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
all right.
he has improved vastly.
Yes, and he said
since.
he even worked for a toy company designing toys too. So that's
Oh, that
awesome.
was a very cool.
Then
yeah.
a comic from Xenoscope, the Grimm Fairy Tales presents Neverland Hook, which
That was pretty atrocious.
wasn't as Xenoscope as I would think.
Well, it was weird. I still can't tell if that was actually supposed to be like the first issue of an original story, or if that was supposed to be the first issue of like a second arc.
Yeah, like the first one was Wendy, and this one's Hook.
Yeah,
or
but
some crap,
I couldn't find anything about it otherwise, so I have to assume that it was just.
But I
poorly
did
written.
pick up an Alice in Wonderland Xenoscope book we're going to look at later,
Ah,
which
okay.
doesn't disappoint as far as the Xenoscope title is concerned. And then, of course,
Xenoscope, for those who aren't initiated, tends to make what I affectionately refer to as titty comics. They're at best. At best, it's fan service to be very kind.
Pinup's gone wild. And the
Yeah.
last one was Dark Horse Heroes of Ghost.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
That one was-
That'll be episode
Yeah.
4 when I get it edited and up. So
That was a beautiful comic.
thank you very much for coming.
I'm sorry we went over time a little
That's
bit.
yeah, we're over time, but
That's okay,
thanks
I got a great
thanks
time.
to Jones and Jones for
Yeah.
tolerating us.
You guys are awesome.
The thing that was awesome about that is I don't know which one of us just got top billing.
Nice.
Always you. I'm just a writer. It's a comic.
It's not the '90s anymore. Writers are king now.
I believe that one. You got a bird you want to sell me?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's for the famous writers.
So
are
you
king.
can go to your next battles now if you'd like. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for dropping by, you guys.